to see what happens next as two best friends turned foes go head to head as they find themselves on opposite sides of the law. Kaun banega Mumbai ka one and only Bhai? Well, we're sure to be kept on the edges of our seats. लेकिन मुझे जो interesting लगी, the idea is that बहुत सारे, cop dramas आए हैं, but the idea here is that एक personal insight मुझे मिल रहा है into the characters, and I have a feeling कि ढिशुम ढिशुम तो होती रहेगी, but Mumbai seems to be much more than that. And I'm sure as my friends from the media who've joined in today, zahir si baat hai, there's lots of questions in your mind and you want to put them to the cast who are joining me today on this wonderful call. So sabse pehle, I'd like to invite Sikandar Kher, I'd like to invite Sandeepa Dhar, Priyank Sharma, Trishna Mukharjee and Madhurima Roy, जो हमारे साथ हैं आज इस कॉल पर. Hi guys.
Hi.
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 Hi, Rohini.
Oh.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you. You know what, guys? We have to address the elephant that's not in the room, and that's Angad. Unfortunately, Angad couldn't be here because of family emergency, and we all miss him. So let's just start with that, okay?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
I just spoke to him right now, and he wishes everybody really well, and he'll soon be back.
Yes. Big love, big love. All right, so let's get to it. I have so many questions, so I'm just going to dive right in. Let me just start off by saying that you guys, y'all are making the underworld look really good. Ye ilzam hai aap sab par. It's looking really good, so congratulations, all right?
Thank you. Yay, thank you.
All right, Sikandar, I was really hoping that Angad would be here and then we do like this face-off between the two of y'all. Lekin kyunki wo nahi hai, all these questions just come to you. Okay, I'm just going to start with the fact that okay, right now you're outnumbered because is screen par you're the only man here. So how does that feel? Let's start with that. Are you used to the situation? Ladies mad, not? Tell us that first.
I just think I'm a lot stronger because I genuinely, and not just to sound for the sake of it, I think women are just way more stronger than men.
Oh, so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Look at the smiles on our faces. You've done it. All right. Let me start off by asking you, a gangster to hai hi, lekin it's a gangster with a very specific sort of quality, right? Like you can tell ke ye kahan se hai. You can tell ke there's a little bit of weight that you had to put on for this role. Baal zarur jo hai wo alag hai. Can you take us to the process of becoming this gangster? Or isme kya alag hai? Please start with that.
I don't know about alag kya hai, but honestly, the character Rama on paper was just a really fantastically written character.
Yeah.
He wasn't based on anybody, so I had pretty much a clean canvas to paint the picture that I wanted to. He's from Mangalore. This was the basic information that we had, and I just thought that let's see if I can make him sound like that area, because that usually helps me in getting the character out, in doing that. It helps my work in that way. I mean, I can play around a little bit with just different moments. Yeah, that was that. I mean, a big shout out to Suman, who did the costumes, the design for me, and I think for everybody for the entire show. He's done a fantastic job. When you get into the get-up, so-called, that really does help, I think, me definitely as an actor to really feel it. Your body language changes and all these things come into play. And so Suman, a big thumbs up to Suman. And, we did the look test, etc., which was the long hair, the lungis, the beard. There's one part where there's no beard, there's one part where there's a beard, and all those things. And eventually they took it to Ekta to see if it was working for her, and in general working for the way she had imagined Rama. And when I got the message of those photographs, and she had sent one saying that she's very happy with it, I thought that that's a really good thing that that's happened, because yeah, she knows what she does here.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. And I just want to say as an aside, I'm a Ramanathan. Usually, logo ko lagta hai my first name is RJ. I just want to clear, RJ is not our first name, guys. My name is Rohini, and there's a surname as well. But for the Ramanathan inside me, this Rama truly works. With the lungi, with the hair, it's doing really well. So thank you so much for that, Sikandar. I'll be back with you in just a bit. Let me just acknowledge Sandeepa Dhar. Sandeepa, I want to start off with the fact that today, I can't believe that we're on a screen and it's not Instagram, because usually I'm stalking you and your dance videos. So I just want to say huge fan, babe. Huge fan.
Oh, sweet. Thank you so much. That's really
I know for a fact that my chat box is lighting up with questions. एक सवाल already आपके लिए आ गया है और वो सवाल है ये कि it looks like you are doing something really serious in this show. Tell us a little bit more about your role. So इसी के साथ शुरू करते हैं because that's the first question that's coming from the press. बोलिए.
So the character that I play is called Vaishnavi.
Yeah.
And I'm opposite Angad, playing his wife. She's an extremely smart, intelligent, confident woman who knows her mind. She's not the kind, who's dependent on her man for anything. In fact, she's quite self-sufficient, and in fact, she can take care of Bhaskar as well by herself. So I think for her time, she was quite ahead of her time in the sense that she was a true feminist who believed in equality of men and women. And in fact, there's a dialogue which I tell Bhaskar, and I tell him that जो चीज करने का हक तुम्हें है वो मुझे भी है. So she truly believed that, and she believed that their marriage is a friendship and it's a partnership.
Correct.
So I play a chartered accountant, extremely good at her job, and she's quite she's done her ragudoing in terms of she comes from a middle class family. She's taken loans, studied, made it on her own terms, made it, she had dreams and, in terms of professionally where she wanted to be. She had certain goals and she's kind of worked towards it and achieved that. And of course, then she meets Bhaskar and she feels there's so much potential in this man and how she uses her intelligence in order to get him ahead in life.
You and all women, look at men and say there's so much potential in this man. I like that. But just as an aside, and tell us more. Is there more? Tell me more.
Well, I don't want to say anything else because I'm sure people at Z and all will be like, kitna kuch bol rahi hai. But I feel like, I remember there was this one promo where Angad says, ki Vaishnavi ka dimag aur mera power. It's basically that she uses her intelligence, her knowledge of the business, the finances, and how she guides him and teaches him how to kind of maneuver in this world that he's in, and how they together form this team and do a lot of things together.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for that. And Kafi, you told us quite a bit about it, which I'm very happy about. I'm going to come back to you and we're going to talk about what it was like actually to pair up with Angad. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Madhurima, I got this song on my WhatsApp today. Is that you, babe? Is that you? Okay, that is you. Let's continue. I'm going to start with this, that when an actor goes in saying, "Yaar, mujhe ek dance number karna hai," and it's this sort of dance number where there's so many men around you at the same time. You've got to keep the aesthetics in mind, and let me tell you that first off, it's very aesthetically done. Mujhe batao, what was the experience of being part of Mumbai aapke liye? And let's also talk about the song because it just dropped today.
So I think I'll start with my experience. I firstly want to thank Akshay, my director, and my producer, Ekta ma'am, and Kunal, the casting gentleman who cast me and believed that I had the potential to do this, because prior to this, I was in a show doing something very coy and completely starkly different to this role. So
Correct.
he must have seen some potential. So I'm glad he did. I think when you approached me for the role, I was, you tend to have these stereotypes in your head that I'm going to do this and I'm not going to do that. But when I read Ranjana's character, it was entirely up to me how I see her, what I make of her. I don't need to copy her doing the Chameli or other films or other women who played parts like these.
Correct.
So for me, the biggest challenge was that how can I bring something of me and something of her and match it together and then produce something on screen. And I think the way she talks, the way she moves, her walk, the way she sits, all of it, I think was an amalgamation of me and her together. So I had a lot of fun discovering her while I was shooting. And I think by the end of it, I had become her. So I till date talk to some of my friends, in that terko samajh mein nahi aata hai kya, like, in that way. So I really enjoyed it, the whole process.
I know what you're talking about. We grew up in this city, so I know this completely because
Yes, I realized as an actor, there's so much that you have inside you that you don't discover. And this character, surely the most difficult character that I've played till date. And it just let me, explore and just explore a side of me that I completely had no idea about. And like Angad once said to me during one of my takes that you're very sassy, yeah, and you bring it out in the character. So I really thought that Ranjana and me both together kind of made that. So that was really special to me.
That's fun. That's fun. Yeah, I see him dropping his jaw when that song is on. That's a cool reaction.
I told him, you better be like all spellbound. Huh? Don't look this thing.
I like it. यहाँ पे तुमने उन्हें बोला है कि आप ऐसे करना, ठीक है? No. I think that came from the heart. Don't worry.
And regarding the song, I genuinely wanted to share this. Seriously, one of the toughest experiences I've had. Dancing in front of so many men, so many people, so many cameras. Yes, I'm an actor. I should be able to perform. But that particular day of shoot was so overwhelming for me that I really had to convince myself that, babe, you've got this. You've got to do this. You're an actor. You have to do this.
Well
and
done.
by the end of it, I think I was proud of myself, that day for coming on stage and just giving it my all. So
you know what? I think we're all proud of you. So let's all say that we're proud of you. Yeah, well done. Let's get this camaraderie going, right? Okay, Trishna, hi, came on our show. Is that correct? Is that the way I should say hi?
I'm bhalo achi. Hi everybody, hi.
I know that your fans, a huge fan following, all your friends and your fans who are probably going to be watching this later. Madhurima ne bataya कि उनका role कितना tough था to play. So I'd love to hear from you an insight about your character to start off this chat with. Bataiye.
To start off, I'm playing Sikandar's wife, Rama's wife. I'm playing Meera Shetty. And of course, I had also worked with Akshay sir before in Bekabu, the first Bekabu.
Correct.
So that experience was always there. And plus, we had that level of comfort to, sort of call each other out when we are making mistakes, because Sikandar was already a little bit into the character when he walked in. I think we were a few days into the shoot when I joined.
All right.
So to get my part, I'm his wife, right? So we have technically spent a number of years together. So there was supposed to be similarities in the language that we used and stuff like that, which required a little bit of freedom to call up maybe, and that came from the fact that we had worked with each other before, and it was, the part is relatively small, but it's a fantastic part because amongst the characters that I've played, I've played so many different characters which are not simple, not as simple as Mirabai. So I still remember when Shumon was doing my clothes, he was like, I want to make you look like Mirabai. Oh, that's a tough job. I was told by one of my directors long back that I look like a harami or kamini or something like that. It's apparently inherently in my face. And to transition that and make that look like Mirabai, I think he's done a fantastic job. And of course, a little bit of all my co-actors' support. Sikandar was very supportive. He made fun of me all the time to make me comfortable.
I've heard that. I've heard he's a brat.
Yeah,
he's
totally.
a brat.
He totally is.
Everyone's like, ye Kanhaiya hai.
Not like Kanhaiya. He's very, how do I say it? See, I don't want to compliment him too much, okay?
This mythology fits. See, you said you're a Meera reference, and then Meera ji Dhoni ke piche pagal, right? So then I think this Kanhaiya thing fits.
Yeah, he's totally, goofing around and being silly and God knows what else. I mean, just to keep your co-actor, in a very comfortable space. And I think that is very important for every actor to have.
That's
so thank you, Sikandar.
Mirabai.
Now the $100 for complimenting you.
Oh, he's gone blank. Oh,
it was worth $100 only. You're right.
Yeah, thank you. Jitna paisa doge utna hi milega.
Please ATM kar dijiye. It would be.
Listen, I was just in character. Okay, that's about it.
Acha.
Right. Of course.
All right, there's a question. I'm going to take questions from the media. हमारे दोस्त जो आए हैं, जो सवाल भेज रहे हैं on the chat. Just personally, I really prefer this sort of virtual press conference. It's great. We don't have to get out of our homes. And of course, all our friends send us questions. So Trishna, I'm going to take this question to you. कितना मुश्किल था, South Indian accent या language को, सही तरह से दर्शाने के लिए आपके लिए? Do you think that there was something that, you leaned on? Did you have friends that you spoke to? Did you watch, Tamil films or, Malayalam films or Kannada films?
I have done a Telugu film right during the lockdown it released. I had that experience before, but the adopting the language or the dialect was not that difficult. What was more important for me as an actor was to match it up to how my husband was talking, using similar words, using similar pronunciations. When we are, especially when we are saying pronunciations like that, like breaking it down into teeny bits. That I think was a little bit more difficult. Like I said, Rama was already a few days on set and he had established a certain dialect. And to match up to it, if not completely, but at least, like 50% was a little bit of a task. But aside from that, it was fantastic. I love dabbling in languages and having fun with languages. So for me, it was like fun. I had
Thanks for that. All right, let's take this to Sikandar. Sikandar, this is Farhan Khan, and Farhan wants to ask you, क्योंकि अंगद हमारे साथ नहीं है, could you throw a little bit of light on the type of cop character that he has, and also what it's like working with the actor Angad Bedi?
Oh, yeah, Angad's character it's. I mean, Bhaskar, yeah, the show's about Bhaskar. It's great. It's from where he comes and where he goes. And it's his journey, and everybody seems to be in his journey.
Could we hear you slightly louder?
Yeah, hello, hi, how are you?
Yes.
Oh, finally we can see your face.
Now we can see you.
Finally.
So,
Oh my God, sizzle, jawline.
First, let's all this press conference can just be on hold. Where are you? मतलब ये कौन से hotel के room में
ये
हैं आप?
इसका बहुत secret getaway है.
I'm just out of the country for work. Yeah, that's about it. Now you don't know the name of the. It's not a place that you'll know. So there's no point in getting
He's
into
so
How
scared.
much weight he's lost? My God,
it. Huh?
he's lost so much weight, Sikku.
I have. I'm training.
Fab, it's looking good.
Thank you.
All right, back to work. Tell us.
So yeah, it's basically the story is about Bhaskar and his journey, and we are the catalysts that come along the way, and help you, and help him, and you, and his story unfolds. That's basically what the show is, and what I'll always say about Angad is that and all of us, I think over here, Madhurima, Trishna, Sandeepa will agree that we've worked at very faraway locations and for extremely grueling hours, and that can take a toll, of course, in many ways.
Yeah.
And when you have somebody like that, when you have friends around, people who like have, for me, Angad, like we've known each other for a long time, so, and we get along, and just keeping the atmosphere light and fun, and because it was a tough schedule, and I think he really helped me in that, personally. And talking about him, I mean, as his performance, I'll definitely say that this is a Angad that you guys have not seen before. I think he's done a tremendous job. I think he's really, you all are going to be very surprised actually seeing him in the show. And I mean, I had a great time in every single scene with him. He's a very giving and secure actor. It's like it was a beautiful journey, because it's like the scenes come alive when two people are on board, on the same page, and trying to make it better, and then trying to make it more personal rather than just reading lines out. And he was a great partner.
That's sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Sandeepa, a fun question for you. अगर असली लाइफ में किसी का एनकाउंटर करने का मौका मिले तो किन्हें सबसे पहले खत्म करेंगी? Slightly violent question, if I may.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but if you'd like to take this in a sort of light-hearted manner, maybe we can answer it.
जितने भी trollers है उनका, suddenly there was just too much negativity online, and everyone was pouncing on each other for no rhyme or reason. There was just too much negativity, and I feel like those trollers who are hiding behind these, because they just can't be held accountable. They just say random things and just be mean to other people. I think they need to be punished.
But already देखना उनको importance already दे दिया है उनका उनको encounter करने का भी मतलब there's no point to waste a bullet also on them.
Exactly my point.
Yeah, how many bullets are gonna be-
Ridiculous.
Crazy. Madhurima, tell me your experience, because I'm going to come to Sikandar's, Instagram life, so to say. That deserves its own show. That's what I think. Sikandar's Instagram life. We've got to talk about this, Sikandar, at some point. But Madhurima, what has your experience been on, on social media? Are you somebody who experiences this trolling? And do you think that लोग सिर्फ troll करते हैं because they can? तुमने experience किया भी है कि नहीं, ये भी बताना.
I think the more you grow, I feel that more you put yourself out there, people tend to have all kinds of opinions. And like Sandeepa said, in the recent past, I think people have been so angry and depressed and confused. And that's why the whole outlet has just come on to people who put themselves out there. And they feel that, they can just say anything and get away with it. My idea of it is I tend to be really, really kind to them, so they just don't understand what happened. I be kind to them and then I block them, so they just they don't know what hit them, So that's my way of dealing with it. But I feel that now there are a lot of actors who are voiced their opinions, and there's certain like Miss Malini and all, they took action against it. So I think people are a little wary of it now. So whenever somebody does troll me, which is rare for now, that's my way of handling it, because there's no point retaliating to people.
I like this thing. Confuse them with kindness is fun.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's like a reverse psychology. It really hits them where they don't expect it.
Yeah. So, what did she just do? She was nice to me.
Tell me stuff like, "Oh, I hate you. You're ugly and you're fat and this and that." All kinds of things. Yeah, all kinds. I just give it back to say, I love you, man. Thank you so much. Like,
how sweet. Madhurima, I want to quickly just give you a compliment. We loved you in Mafia. That's a comment coming in. And we also want to know what's your favorite part about Mumbai. So if you could quickly answer that for me, because I want to take this to others as well. Go for it.
I think my favorite part about Ranjana, that's my character's name, is that she comes from a very hard backstory, like her life when she was a child. Yeah. So now she's become like this assertive person, and she gets her way of things, and she's like the queen of her world. So I really enjoyed being that every time. And with Angad, it was just like playing with him on set. It was not even acting. It was just, we were not even saying dialogues. We were just in the flow, and that's what I enjoyed the most. I think just the diva of my world. Yeah. So,
thank you. Here's a nice question, Trishna. I'd love for you to answer this. What is the scene closest to your heart that you shot for Mumbai?
There was this one day when we were shooting. It's a very small. It's like sort of an establishment scene of relationship between Rama and where there is this little child, and we were just having, and it was really late at night, and it's supposedly the I think the first rice ceremony, Namkaran ceremony of the child. Yeah. So that scene is close to my heart because that brings out a lot of memories. And the other scene is a little shot that you see in the trailer is when Rama and I are getting married, because I, again, going back to complimenting, my experience with working with Sikandar was exceptionally nice. So he was really tired, he was exhausted, and I had to leave actually for another shoot. So I had to be wrapped up like in like 15 minutes, like it was that close, call. And just to be able to wrap me up, we did this little shot, and it's a sequence where he and I are getting married. So he's dancing like a maniac. So and he's like sort of reeling me into the dance. So that these two shots are my favorite shots, because of the backdrop of the sequence where we were shooting, the day, the timing, etc., and also the fact that the sheer beauty of the scene, like the child all of a sudden, and the child had harsh light on its face, and at some point we had this moment where Sikandar is looking at the child, I'm looking at the child, and the child starts smiling, and then we had a very natural reaction.
It was lovely. Yeah, I remember that. It was lovely.
Lovely. 2 din mein jab drop hoga, I think we're going to look out for these scenes, and this is so fun because you've given me like literally like a game to do when I watch Mumbai. I'm going to take the next one For some reason, Trishna, I can't really see your video because, so maybe you want to log in again. But Sikandar, I have a bit of a interesting question coming in. This is from Raj Dikshit from APB News. He wants to know, is it possible to present great content on the OTT scene or digital platforms जहाँ पर ना गालियाँ हो ना bold या sex scenes हो? So this is a bit of a, it's not just a question, it's almost an allegation. What are you going to say to this?
I have, what's his name again?
Raj Dikshit, ABP News. जी हाँ.
राज दीक्षित जी, ये मतलब आपने कोई कंटेंट नहीं देखा है क्या बिना गालियों का? मैंने तो देखा हुआ है, तो बन तो रहा है। अब अगर कोई वजह होगी गाली देने की या सेक्स सीन दिखाने का, और अब गाली और सेक्स को साथ में क्यों डालते हैं? बहुत अलग अलग चीजें होती है फर्स्टली, बट दोनों सेम भी हो सकती है। प्यार से गाली भी दे सकते हैं और प्यार से सेक्स भी कर सकते हैं। तो बट हाँ, बिल्कुल OTT पे आप बहुत सारी चीजें देख सकते हैं जो जहाँ पे गाली ना हो, सेक्स ना हो और अच्छी मजेदार और अच्छा मजेदार शो हो। आप Amazon पे देख लीजिएगा, हालांकि अंग्रेजी शो है जिसका नाम है मार्वेलस मिसेस मेजर। उधर गाली वाली तो दे नहीं रहे, बहुत प्यारा सा शो है। एक दो सेक्स सीन होंगे, सेक्स नहीं करेंगे तो बच्चे कैसे पैदा होंगे ना? तो चीजें दिखानी बहुत जरूरी होती है और मुझे लगता है कि जब आप घर पे भी
I
होंगे।
had a very similar answer to the whole thing.
Can we hear you more? I have a feeling when you go into this position, maybe I can't hear you as well enough. Is it possible?
You can, yeah, I can always come closer.
That would be great. Thank you.
So हाँ, तो ये बिल्कुल बिना गाली और सेक्स के आप मजेदार एंटरटेनमेंट आप देख सकते हो, और है तो थोड़े और चैनल्स आप देख लीजिएगा, कुछ और शोज पे भी आप मुझे लग रहा है ना सिर्फ गाली और सेक्स वाला ही देख रहे हैं। हालांकि मैं भी देखता हूँ, इसमें बुरी बात नहीं है।
I'm telling you, this is the Sikandar Kher Instagram live show. I'm telling you, Sikandar, I love it. I love it when you're live on Instagram. It's too much fun. Yes. Okay. Our next question. This is fun, and I don't know. Sandeepa has probably dropped off. Sandeepa, are you still here with us? Because if you are, great, come back on. I'm going to take this to Madhurima. Cops and Don की कहानियां जो हैं वो 80s से of course हम देखते आए हैं. Especially in the 90s, where a lot of these, in the movies. Do you have like a favorite film that you probably watched which is in this genre, or इसमें क्या अलग होगा? So give us a reference and tell us how this is different. So
I think Cop and Dawn तो शायद मेरा personal favorite नहीं है. मेरा personal favorite है very dark and very that kind of a zone. That's my personal favorite.
हाँ, जहाँ पे सेक्स और गालियाँ होती है।
नहीं होती उसमें, होता ही नहीं है।
heartbreak होता है. Tell me, what is this dark? When you say dark, what is your dark?
लाइटिंग अच्छी सी की, DOP ने लाइटिंग नहीं की।
Yeah, like can I mention some names? Am I allowed to mention some names just to give you an idea?
Go for it.
Something like a Black Mirror or Mindhunter. That is my zone. That is my personal favorite zone.
Fantastic.
But इसमें आपको अलग ही दिखेगा कि actually बहुत सालों से अभी यही हो रहा है कि लोग सीरियस स्टोरी और ये मतलब बहुत ही मतलब सीरियस जोन में जा रहे हैं, और बॉलीवुड और फिल्मी स्टफ वी जस्ट मिसिंग आउट ऑन इन टर्म्स ऑफ OTT. So I think this is gonna rehash the whole thing, and people are going to get, because I personally miss it a lot. मतलब बॉलीवुड का नाचना गाना मारना पीटना मुझे तो बड़ा मजा आता है वो सब देखने में, तो मैं मिस करती हूँ. वो वापस आ जाएगा तो बहुत मजा आने वाला है सबको.
बिल्कुल. I'm a big fan of the 90s. I grew up in the 90s and that's my jam as well. I want, like, okay, I'll just throw this in the mix just for a reference. Parinda, greatest gangster film of all time. Challenge me on it, we'll have a showdown. Anybody wants to challenge me on it? Come on, go for it.
Actually, I love Chandni Ba.
I say Satya.
Satya, that's a good one. I actually concede to Satya. Satya's as good or
concede to what? What are you conceding to?
I said Parinda is like the greatest gangster film ever made. She said no.
I like one of my personal favorite, Black Friday.
Black Friday, absolutely.
I love Maqbool also. Maqbool is my favorite.
Hey, what a nice, you took it somewhere else only. Nice. Very nice, very nice, nice. All right. Okay, this is fun. Trishna, this is for you. How, according to you, is the OTT experience different from a big screen one? हमें बताइए. Has anything changed for you at all?
Actually, the time when my film came out was a very conspicuous time, you know, like theaters were shutting down, and my film only could run in theaters for 2 days. My film released on 13th of March, and then it came out on an OTT. What happened was, I think with the film releasing in theaters, a lot of people, since they have to compliment you to your face, they don't really troll you much behind, they don't really troll you at that point of time. But however, when it came out on OTT, there was a little bit of trolling around the film. And of course, every film has its flaws. You know, we are just getting there to be as close to perfect as we can. Not really, nobody can ever be perfect in an art form. That is my belief. With OTT web series, I mean, I'm not talking about films now, I'm talking about web series. My experience has been different in the sense that I got to experiment a little bit more with characters.
Okay.
Yeah, so that has been the fun part for me. Yeah, I think that's one big difference for me. Plus, and you are able to dabble into a number of characters. You can just, do one for 2 days, pick a character, do it for 2 days, come back out and just go into another one. But with the film, it's like a complete commitment. You invest in a film and you commit to it for a long time. That is what I personally feel.
Thank you, Trishna, for that. Sikandar, let me take this next one to you. Fun question. If you and Angad had to swap roles, would it be fun for you guys? Did you ever think about it? Did you guys ever do this, saying, I could play your role?
No. I wouldn't want. No, we didn't try to swap roles or anything like that. In fact, I wouldn't give up Rama for anything.
I wouldn't give up Rama for anything. That's his answer. Well done. Hey, this is fun. Priya Cecilia wants to ask you guys. Firstly, I'm not so sure. Was this shot during the pandemic, guys?
No. Towards the end, we shot a little during the.
Okay, so you had to go out to shoot a little bit during the pandemic. So Priya Cecilia's question is, Madhurima, do you want to take this? She wants to know, does that change? How did that change for you? Were you scared to go on set? And that sort of,
Yeah, of course. I mean, after so many months of staying home and finally getting out there, putting yourself out there was obviously very, very challenging, and it was scary for all of us, especially actors, because everything else, while it is sanitized and taken care of in terms of precautions, we are still out there without a mask between action and cut. So it is quite scary. It's like going out to war and then not knowing whether you're going to get it or not getting it. But for the love of the craft, you just do it. Because I missed acting so much, I kind of forgot about it for those few seconds between action and cut. In fact, I remember the day I came back after the lockdown, my scene with Angad was a theater filled with people, like 100 people. And we had to take off our masks and shoot. So it was like going out to war. But then luckily, all the tests and everything were in place. So we took all our precautions. But of course, it's scary for all of us.
How interesting. Thank you for that. Okay, Sikandar, question for you. After Mirzapur Sacred Games, why would people watch Mumbai?
Because I mean, there's so much content. Why would you watch Mirzapur?
Because we watch them. Now, see, let me answer this question. I've watched Mirzapur season 2. I watched Sacred Games season 2. Now,
because dekh liya. Sorry, I'm sorry to
go for it. Go for it.
Why you'll watch it? Because आपने देख लिया ना, मिर्जापुर खत्म हो गया. आपने Sacred Games देख ली. अब नया वाला देखो. सिंपल है, मतलब मैं समझा नहीं.
OTT का यही तो मजा होता है.
हाँ, अभी वो खत्म हो गया मिर्जापुर कम, मतलब मैंने अभी नया शो, अभी इसके बाद जब मुंबई खत्म होगा और आप बोलोगे ये फिर नया शो आएगा, फिर वो देखना. मजा है ना, वो बटन है ना, मजा कर यार, बिंदास. और क्या
आएगा.
Okay,
correct.
But Rohini, you also say, give your, you also tell him what you feel, because I feel you.
I'll tell you why I want to watch this show. I really love Darya. So let me just start from that. Okay. So I want to see Sikandar now in a new role. And that's basically my motivation to watch this show. So I hope that answers your question, buddy. All right. Let's take this to Trishna next. Trishna, we're going to see you back to back, do alag-alag web series mein. What do you have to say about that? Now, this is fun because this is really a fun question. I really want to see how you answer this. We're going to see you back to back, two different web
See,
series.
now that is what I was talking about with Alt Balaji, with OTTs per se, actually, not just Alt Balaji. So, with OTTs per se, I've had so much fun is because I got to experiment so much with all these characters. Now, the fun part will be to see what I have to provide in terms of character. Now, I can't speak about the other web series series they're doing, but
No, that's
you saw Mirabai, and then
I
there
was
will
being,
be
I was
something else.
being mean.
And that,
I said you actually answered that question. I was being mean about it, but so sweet, yeah, Trishna. That's really sweet. All right, Sikandar, this is a question for you from Runa Ashish. किसी encounter specialist cop से मिले हैं आप for this role? I don't think you needed to do that.
I
And
have not for this. Anything else? Is there a for?
no, that's about it. That's about it.
No, I have not met anybody for this encounter. But I think that maybe she was probably this question would be better directed to Angad.
Yeah.
But in
But you know,
general,
no, I think let's take this question for what its own merit is because
I
think
have met two encounter cops.
in life, right?
In life, I've met two.
In life, right? And I think it's a possibility only with Bombay kids because you grow up with this sort of the ATS and the stories of this.
I met one in Delhi also. I went one
yeah.
very big one in Delhi and one in Bombay.
Do you remember anything about it? Because if I would have met an encounter cop, I would have looked for his gun. I would have been like, where is it?
Yeah, the one in Delhi though has his own, has I think Y security or maybe a little higher, and they have their guns and their ammunition, and it's completely loaded in the car. So their lives are it's a very different life from what we are living actually. And the way they look at life and the things that they're seeing actually is pretty surreal.
It is pretty surreal, absolutely. All right, let's take this. I just want to check, is Sandeepa with us? Is she by any chance with us and not on video?
I don't think she's here.
She's not.
No, she's not here.
I think she might have dropped off.
Short देने गई है, वो short देने गई.
Maybe short देने गई है, and no, she's dropped because she's shooting. Okay, no problem. I want to take this next to Trishna again.
Yes.
आप TV पर crime based shows किए हैं. Do you think that experience helps in this universe? How interesting.
Absolutely. Like I said before, that dabbling in a dialect was not the utmost challenge. Watching up to Sikandar's use words was a little bit more what I was focused on because the crime shows that I did almost all kinds of characters except Bengali. So all kinds of characters. There was South Indian, Gujarati, this, that, like a good character, a negative character, all of that I had dabbled in. So I basically picked up my knack for language through those shows. It was fun. Okay. So yeah, that did help a lot. Matlab, very subliminally, but it did help.
Fantastic. All right, now I get to ask my question because I've done everybody's questions. So this is not my job because I've done my job. Let's talk to
Yes, we are focused on you.
About his Instagram live. This is all I want to talk to you about. What fun, man. It's so fun. And the videos that you're making with your father. Do you think the lockdown has...
Some of them are really hilarious. Yes.
Yeah. Do you think the lockdown has unleashed this sort of social media star that you never knew you were?
I don't know this social media star and all. I don't know. I just put it on and I do my shit, yeah, to be very honest.
You clearly do. You clearly do. It's fun.
I have something to say about Sikandar's Instagram.
Say it, babe. Say it.
So, I had a few shows where, I had worked with some, very renowned actors and stuff like that. And I just want to gauge, test the waters as to how this guy is going to be. So I said, once the show got finalized, I signed and everything. I just went like, I have to act against Sikandar Kher, man. Let me just go and check out how he is on his Instagram. There's a lot, there's a bit you can tell about the artist when you go to their Instagram. Correct. So I went to his Instagram and thank you, Sikandar. I started learning French after that during the lockdown. I found a video where you were very French and that completely broke the ice for me. Like even when I went on the set for the first day, it was so easy for me to go and tell Sikandar, hi husband, I'm your wife, Meera. So yeah, actually that's what I did. So that was because of your video, man. It was on Instagram.
Look what your Instagram has done to people. This is fantastic. Lots more people are going to come to you and say, hi husband, I'm your wife. Have fun, Sikandar. You want this up.
And I will direct them to the doctor who they need to take medication.
Oh, they need to get medication from. Well, what fun. This has been so much fun. I feel bad for Sandeepa and Angad because they didn't join this party. But we're going to do a fun screenshot so that we can put this on our Instagram also and tag this social media star, and then he'll probably retweet it and all of that. So let's do this photograph, guys. All you've got to do is, I don't know, like do something fun, man. Okay, cool. Okay, that's fun. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Someone take this.
Did you get it?
I
I
hope
don't
so.
know
Did you
who's
get it?
taking it. I don't know who's taking it. I'm
One
not
second,
taking it.
Then hold on. I'm just putting my phone on vertical mode for a minute.
You
All
relax.
right, all you
So
guys.
we were just doing this like fools.
No, I'm still doing it. Now
Okay,
people know this.
let's get this snapshot, ladies. Chalo.
Okay.
1,
2, 3.
snap. 1 second. Snap.
Okay, guys.
Oh shit, I just got locked out. Hold on. Hold the pose. Hold on. All right.
Okay.
Got it. Ready. 1, 2, 3. Snap. What the? I'm getting locked out, bro. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
Snapping, you're putting the lock you're pressing the lock button.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, Trishna, what are you doing? Yeah. Okay, but doesn't matter. Somebody else has got it, so don't worry about it. Guys,
Okay.
I just want to say thank you. That was a lot of fun.
I got one too, though.
Thank you, guys.
And before we go, don't forget, 2 दिन में यानी कि 12 तारीख को शाम को 6 बजे और बालाजी और Z5 प्रीमियम पर
Guys, मत भूलना हाँ तुम लोग मत भूलना.
हाँ, like, please tell your fans and all to watch this. Come on.
थोड़ी बहुत
Absolutely.
गाली है और सेक्स भी है इसमें, तो जरूर आना.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Rohini, signing out. Thank you, Sikandar. Thank you, Madhurima. Thank you, Trishna.
Bye.
Absolute pleasure. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Trishna. Bye, Madhurima. Love
Bye.
you.
Bye,
Take
Sikandar.
care.
Bye, Madhurima. Bye, Rohini.
Bye, Rohini. Bye,
Bye.
Rohini. Thanks.
Thanks, buddy.